So ever since Tears of the Kingdom released, there has been a lot of people enjoying the game, but also a lot of more hate towards the game recently. And I find this really interesting because the majority of the people, right, are just hype, excited, playing the game. I mean, I know I am. I have the time of my life right now, right? There's videos out there where people went to the GameStop midnight launch, and just like I did when I went, I didn't expect a lot of people to go, right? But there was quite a few people at my store. But then I see other places that had a bigger line than mine did, and I haven't seen people line up for a game in a while. It's just crazy to see how much people love this franchise, even in different countries like Mexico, UK, and stuff like that. They had a massive line, for the game. In New York, they even had a big launch there, and they even had Doug Bowser, which he is the president of Nintendo of America. So all around the world, people are enjoying the game, people are talking highly about the game, but some people just don't like seeing that. They don't like seeing that praise, they don't like seeing that happiness from people, because they don't get to experience the game themselves, since either one, they don't have a Switch, or just refuse to play the game for whatever reason, right? But I wanted to go over some specific conversations that happened. So first, when the reviews went up, it was already considered a masterpiece by critics, sitting at a 96, right? This led to a lot of people refusing to believe that score was legit. Some people saying reviewers are biased by reviewing Nintendo's first parties super high, Nintendo's first party games super high, saying that the reviews ignore performance only on Nintendo games and nowhere else. They got so heated that they even review bombed the Metacritic score, so now it has a ton of negative reviews on Metacritic, the users, right? Obviously, we know that's not the case. I mean, we had some perfect examples recently with Elden Ring being Game of the Year, even though the performance when it came out was not the best, right? Because the game itself was just that good all around that the performance was not a major deal for most people, But no one complained about that, right? Then you see these posts where they compare Redfall to Legend of Zelda. The argument there was that they are both 30 frames per second, but Redfall is 4K, and later on we'll have a 60 FPS update, right? So why is it rated lower than Tears of the Kingdom? That was the argument. This take is the worst I've seen by far, because how are you gonna compare Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom to Redfall? It's not even in the same realm, you know what I mean? One is on a 6+ year old console, and the other is from the most powerful console in the world, right? Then next you have the content inside. Redfall does not have nearly enough content compared to Tears of the Kingdom. People that are playing Tears of the Kingdom know how huge in scope this game is. Just running at 30 FPS is really impressive for the Switch, and I'm really impressed with Monolith Soft, what they created in this game as well. But the main thing on why this argument is so silly is that you are comparing a franchise that has been, going on since the 80s with characters that are universally loved versus an FPS shooter looter, which has nothing memorable. The only thing that's memorable in Redfall is how bad it released, and how bad the game is. People grew up with Legend of Zelda franchise, and they have an incredible track record. Zelda games are rated high because they are that good, not because it's biased. You can't compare a 30 FPS bad game versus a 30 FPS great game. It just does not make sense. I just think that, some people are just upset and so biased towards their own console or whatever because they're not getting what they want, so they create this logic in their head with no facts backing it up, right, to argue on why Tears of the Kingdom is getting praised. And now, this hate towards Tears of the Kingdom is now going back to more Nintendo games that got praised as well. I saw this tweet recently, and people actually agreeing and also arguing, that Ori got snubbed on the Game Awards over Metroid Dread for being nominated Game of the Year. That, Nintendo always gets special treatment. But the argument here is, again, it doesn't make sense. You're comparing a new IP versus an IP that has a history, that has been going on forever. Metroid has been going on forever. I mean, Ori wouldn't even have been made if it wasn't for Metroid and Castlevania. That's where the Metroidvania genre comes from, right? Before Metroid Dread, there was a huge gap before we even saw, anything from Metroid. So when the game dropped, obviously people were more interested on playing Metroid compared to this new IP, even though it got rated higher than Metroid, you know? Metroid was just played more, you know, Metroid was played by thousands more. It's just how it works. There are both great games and they both got rated high. It's just what it is, you know? If Metroid Dread came out as a bad game, then yeah, that would be a different story, right? So at the end, the real truth is that 90% of people agree that Tears of the Kingdom is a great game. You know, they are enjoying the game, and the minority are hating towards the game. For me, I like playing great games for whatever system or whatever the case. I mean, I have a Nintendo, I have PlayStation 5, I have my PC to play the Xbox games whenever they release, and a good Xbox game, I'll play that. That's just part being a gamer, you know, that's just part of being a gamer. So I don't know why there's fanboys on all that stuff fighting and arguing around great games. I mean, even the official accounts on Twitter for PlayStation and Xbox praised Tears of the Kingdom release, because at the end of the day, we're all gamers. We all want to see those great games. I'm pretty sure PlayStation workers and Xbox workers are actually playing the game. I mean, you gotta give credit where credit is due, you know? We all know Tears of the Kingdom is amazing, like it or not. That's just the truth. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.